I guess along the journey, I haven't really, the milestones along the way, you haven't really bought into or really soaked it in too much. But I think I have with this one, with Tex and Sloaney doing it last year, and knowing I was not too far away. It's it's a pretty cool moment to know that I guess played as many games as legends of the footy club like they have, and seeing the week that they had leading into it, and then yesterday having a morning tea and like all the staff and a few of the boys speaking and those sorts of things. It's pretty special. So got a big crew going over to Perth, and just can't wait to get over there and hopefully have a good win.
Have you been doing a bit of reflection, I guess, of the career so far?
A little bit, yeah. It's 14 years now at the same footy club, and I've loved every minute of it. Hopefully there's more to go, but I have done a little bit this time. That's probably what I was talking about earlier. So you reflect a little bit more this time around, and as I said, hopefully it's a good day and we get on with the year and have some success.
A lot of footballers say they want to play just one game or one season when they get drafted. When you were a young fella, was this, maybe not this milestone specifically, but did you have a pretty clear idea of where you wanted your career to go and what kind of milestones you wanted to reach, or was that something that, when you're a young lad, you just don't really think about too much?
Yeah, I definitely didn't think about playing 250 AFL games. I've just always loved footy, and I guess there was no real plan B coming through school. I just loved footy, and the dream was always to play AFL, and didn't always think I was going to get there until I started going through the Eagles pathway, and that's probably the first goal I wanted to tick. I remember being in the gym at Woodville West Torrens and just wanting to get my name up on that board there to play a league game, and to stand here now 250 AFL games later, it's still pretty surreal, and can't really believe that it's happened. But as I said, it's been one that I have reflected a little bit, but hopefully there's plenty more to go with, as I said, some success as well.
How about the journey that the team's been on and the time that you've been here? You've had some real peaks and troughs. How have you ridden at all that?
Roller coaster, that's for sure. Second year played in a prelim at the MCG and almost got the win there, and then we go through a bit of a lull. Phil Walsh comes to the footy club and really turns us around, and then the tragedy that happened there, and the character of the group to play finals the next 2 years. 2017, unbelievable season for the team. Get to the finals, and then unfortunately I drop out with an ACL, and the team goes to the granny, don't quite win. So there's the roller coaster of that month, and then obviously we haven't been back since, and we've been through the rebuild and the lows of COVID, losing our first 13, all those sorts of things. So it's been plenty of highs and lows, but as I said, I've loved every minute. Really developed along the way, on the field and off the field, and I feel like I've definitely it's been a character building journey through those times, and learnt a lot about myself, and it's just been a great journey, and one that we're starting to see success now. We haven't started the way we wanted, being 0-2, but we're certainly a good competitive side now, and we can really do something special if we just tinker with a few things.
How does it feel for you to be one of those more experienced players that was kept on during the rebuild, and to mentor some of the younger guys and get the club through that?
Yeah, it's something I really enjoyed. Clearly I didn't enjoy wooden spoon and things like that, but I did enjoy sort of looking after the younger guys and seeing these guys come through and trying to teach them, and use my experience to teach them as well. And we're really seeing some of those guys now develop and become really solid football players. So I knew, I guess back in those times, it wasn't about myself. I wasn't going to help the team. It was helping those young guys. We're only going to get better if those young guys started stepping up. So that was the focus. Myself, Lairdy, Sloaney, Crouchy, Tex, these guys, we really put some time into the young fellas, and we're starting to see them come through now, which has been awesome.
Is it frustrating for you that, I think by your own admission, you probably haven't had the start to the year that you wanted, and you're heading into one of the bigger games of your career, certainly from a personal point of view, perhaps not in the nick you'd love to be?
Yeah, definitely. It would have been nice to have a big game and a big win last week and take that into this week, but it wasn't the case. And certainly I know I need to be better, and my form needs to be better, but I've put a lot of work in the last 2 or 3 days, on the track, off the track, just I guess as I spoke about with the team, just tinkering with a few things to get myself in a good mind space to play well this week and then take that into the rest of the year. I'm under no illusions that I can't play like I did last week going forward. So put that behind me now and done the report on the game and got past all that, and know what I need to do going forward. So the first step this week.
Has it made a bit of a weird week in some way?
A little bit, yeah. I guess as I said, I'm not in the form I would like. The team's not in the form we'd like, and then you come in and start celebrating what's going to be, my 250th this week. So it has been a little bit strange, but maybe what I need and what the team needs just to put a positive spin on what's been a poor start, and as I said, go from here now to get a win on the weekend and take that into the rest of the year.
Not to dwell on that, but you've been one of the best kicks in the team.
I know where this is going. Yeah.
How much did that surprise you? I'm not trying to, make you feel bad, but that must have been a bit of a shock, that one.
Yeah, I've spoken about it a bit this week, so that's okay. It was a shock. Yeah, it's probably the best way to describe it. I was just trying to punch the ball down the line, and I don't think I've ever kicked a footy that bad at training, let alone in a game. So hopefully that's one and done. That doesn't happen again. But that's probably the big thing I've worked on this week, going back to kicking fundamentals and just building confidence again, because clearly I don't know how that happened, and it rattled me for the second half, that's for sure.
Texas has been giving you some support, is that right?
What's that?
Tex has been giving you...
Yeah, he has. He's in typical Tex fashion. He just likes to take the mick out of you. So he did it in a nice way. Actually, he said some nice words yesterday, and he managed to slip that one in there. So that was good of him. But good laugh, and I think that's obviously it's not laughable doing that in a game. But I think now it's done. You just laugh at it, get on with it, and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you get in your own head a bit at all about that sort of stuff? Like, I guess when you start doing things that you've never done before, and you've always been so reliable, and that's been your weapon as an older player, do you start to go, what's happening here, or did you just take it as a couple of factors?
A little bit. I think throughout the night, I knew I wasn't having a good night, and sort of you try and get the next one, and that doesn't quite work, and it starts to sort of snowball. And to kick the ball like that after a few mistakes throughout the night was probably the final nail in the coffin, and you start to think, what's going on here? But as I said, it's been a poor start, but I've put some work in now. I've got a good framework around what I need to do this week and going forward. So I'm really looking forward to taking that out this week.
How big's the family been on your journey here? A lot of support from your dad, a lot of support from people really close to you.
Parents have been huge. Mum was actually working at the club when I first got here, so she's been a big part of the footy club, and they're sort of the self-employed leaders of the parents. So they, whenever someone gets drafted, they get the parents' number, they call them, welcome them, have them round to their place. So they've been a big part of the culture of the footy club, and I'd hate to know how much they've spent on away trips and travelling around Australia watching footy, but they're self-admitted footy nuffies. They love it. I think if I wasn't playing, they'd still be at games. So their support's been amazing. They're going over this week. I organised about 20 tickets to go across, and Dad's worked behind the scenes and got that to 40. So they just absolutely love it. They've been massive for me, along with my sister as well. So got my partner and her family as well. They're all coming across. So I've got a lot of support around me. It's been a good thing about staying home in West Lakes as well, is having all your family and friends. And can't wait for them to get across, have a good win, have a good game, and catch up with them after.
What's your milestone record like? Do you know?
Well, lost the 200th against West Coast, which is probably remembered for my mates on the Hilux Hill smashing my face against the barrier up there when I missed that goal. But we lost that one. But there's something coming as well that my mates organised. He organised all those faces last time, and he's organised a surprise. He won't tell me what it is, so look out for 30 blokes being idiots up in the grandstand.
You trading that a bit, or?
Hey, no, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what it is. So I'm very excited. They're excited, but I think the record's been okay. Yeah.
What would a win mean on Friday, given not just your milestone, but the context of the season? 0-3 is a really difficult thing to turn around.
It is. It's clearly it's a massive game for the club. But we reviewed the last 2 weeks. Obviously, it was wet round one, and then we go back to last week, and it can look bad on TV, but we're not very far away. There's just a few things we need to tinker with. The contested numbers, the inside 50s, they're all there, but we're just not quite executing going forward. Ball use is definitely something that we've looked at, which we know we can do. So it's an easy fix just to, lower our eyes a bit more and start to use each other with the footy, and it will come pretty quick. We were the number one in offence last year, so you don't lose that in a pre-season.
How about your old mate Loudy? With all the different faces rolling through that midfield now, he's probably not getting the amount of centre bounces that he was over the last couple of years. Spending more time forward, I know you spent most of his career trying to get out of defence, but would you welcome him down back for a bit of experience?
You'd have to drag him down there kicking and screaming. No, he's having a really good year, a good start to the year. Obviously, Matty's been the standout. He's in phenomenal form the first 2 rounds. And I think Lairdy's he's almost been that guy throughout his career that he just sneaks under the radar. Like, he still had 2 very good games. It's just Matty's been the standout. So I don't think should take anything away from what he's doing. It's still really good numbers in there, pressure, tackles, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's I think a mix that will change up throughout the year. You know, we got Rochelle, Rankin, Pedler, who can all go through there. Shawnee's not too far away. He's training really well. So the more we can mix up that centre bounce and give us different looks is definitely going to be good for us. But I'd still think Lairdy definitely needs to be in there.
Has Matt had a bit of a swagger, given the way he started the year? He's had to spend a bite of his time a lot, but he has been, as you said, a standout.
He's I say this in a nice way, he's a pretty emotionless guy, so you don't get too much out of Matty. He just goes about his business and does what he does, but it's been noted in meetings the last couple of weeks how good he's going. Like, we've showed clips of Matt, and he's been an example of where we want to get to as a group, and that's, like, you know, his contest and the way he's standing up in tackles, dishing out handballs, just being really strong around the footy. He's set the example for the group.